Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Yo, UFC 314 just finished, dog. And Alexander Volkanovski is the champion again. Listen, bro. I only started watching this. I was at work. I work nights. And I'm trying my best to peep on my phone to see what's going on. But I started watching. I saw that Dominic Reyes won. He, knocked out Nikita Krolovic, sure, however you say that name. I'm not good with names, dog. In the first round, Dominic Reyes' title run is still going strong, dog. But I started watching this in, the middle of the first round against that Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva. Bro, Gene Silva is a savage, dog. But I'm going to get to that. But first, I want to talk about the Volkanovski-Diego Lopes fight, because it is the freshest thing on my mind right now, and I'm so excited my boy got his belt back. Listen, bro, I don't know if you guys know this. I got that kiss of Brazilian, dog. And I was rooting for my boy Diego Lopes, even though for some reason he transferred to being, Mexican when he was 20 years old. But it's all right. But it was a great fight, dog. I feel like Volkanovski has PTSD when people start applying pressure or when people start to hit him clean, dog. There was a couple rounds in that third round. Or not the third round. In that second round, Volkanovski was doing fantastic, bro. He's like, hey, man, I'm in the mouth. Hey, old man, Volk. And Diego Lopes, bro, this man his skull is made out of concrete. He was getting hit with jabs and his head wasn't even moving back. I don't know if Volkanovski is just not strong or Diego Lopes just throws bombs, bro. But it seemed that everything that Volk hit Lopes with did absolutely nothing except when he hit him in, the second round where he kind of pushed him after that straight right. But, dog, when Lopes hit Volk and he dropped, my heart sunk. I was like, oh, no, this can't be. But he seemed scared throughout the rest of the fight. In the end of the fifth round, he was looking at the clock. It kind of felt like he was seeing how long he needed, because I think he just wanted to get to the, I think he just wanted to get through the finish, the finish line. You get what I'm saying? I think he didn't care if he won or lost at that point. I think that right eye that grazed it when he was, rocked, and then he got followed up by that uppercut. I think that was disgusting, bro. That was a very good combo against Lopes. Lopes definitely did good in parts of the fight, but I just don't know. This man was barely cut. Volk looked worse, bro. And that just shows you how much power Diego Lopes has, bro. I'm going to get who I think he should fight next. It is on that card. I think it is Yair Rodriguez against Diego Lopes. I feel like that is a banger. If, what's-his-face was promised that fight next against Alexander Volkanovski, I think that's the fight you do. And I think you do Diego Lopes versus Yair, and that winner gets a title fight. I think beating Patricio Pitbull, especially how old he is, and just dogging him. Yair did look amazing, but I don't think he is deserving of a title fight next, especially because he fought Volkanovski before and did get dominated, bro. And he's 1-1 in his last two. So I just don't think that kind of record does get you a fight next for the title. But Yair was a savage, bro. And I love Yair Rodriguez. Everyone loves Yair Rodriguez. But that Volk fight, it felt like he was trying to prove something to himself. Which it was good until it wasn't. I feel like that him getting dropped, that might be something fearful. I think his next fight, I can't pronounce that guy's name. I'm not even going to try it. But that next fight, I feel like isn't really a threat for Volkanovski. And I feel like this is going to be a thing where he slowly grows his confidence. He's 36 years old. He did not look it. He did slow down a little. He was very high-paced throughout the fight. He did do enough to win. It's just Lopes is so strong, bro. He's so strong, and he just eats punches, dog. Literally, at the end of the fight, he was getting hyped. He was screaming at Volk. He's like, ah! he was telling him to throw down. Volk's like, hey, mate, I ain't Max Holloway. I ain't doing that shit. But yeah, I'm very happy for Volkanovski for winning the fight. I don't think this hurt Diego Lopes's status at all. I think this just makes it better. I think people still think that he's a savage. He performed very well. He just, bro, eating every single punch. And then Joe Rogan was talking shit about those beautiful wheel kicks that man was hitting. Nah, I'm just kidding. But Diego Lopes, there was no point of the fight where he looked hurt. There were some points of the fight where he looked hurt, but it's just because of Volkanovski's timing and his precision. Diego Lopes was just like, LOL, just strength punching his way through it. But this is the most composed he looked. This was the best shape that Diego Lopes looked. I know a lot of people were like, oh, how is he going to put up in 5-round fights? He just showed us, bro, and he looked like a fucking savage. My God. Next. You saw that scroll? Paddy Pimblett, bro. Michael Chandler, what do we do with you? Michael Chandler is low-key 2-5 in the UFC. And I get it. Everyone thinks that Charles fight, he got absolutely dominated for 4 rounds. And everyone's like, oh, but he had a fun last round in that Charles fight. Like that 5th round. He looked good. Michael Chandler has looked like shit in his last 2 fights. And Paddy Pimblett, bro, looked like a savage. This man looked like a straight man, bro, in this fight. He looked like a little Volkov. He had his hair braided. He looked jacked, bro, in impeccable shape. And his boxing, oh my God, his kicks looked so clean. In the first round when Michael Chandler was like, yeah, I'm going to slam you, blah, blah, blah. Bro, that man jumped the triangle. I was like, I fuck with this guy. That shit was beautiful, bro. Paddy did good. I think Chandler looked slow. I think he just didn't find success. That knee that opened that cut on Chandler's cheek was beautiful. We didn't get any Chandler outros, post-fight screams, which I'm kind of sad about. I think for Paddy, he did call out Dustin. He called out Gaethje, and he called out Charles Oliveira. I think, low-key, hear me out. Just for a second. Just for a second, hear me out, mortals. I think we do. Arman Tsarukyan versus Oliveira. People just want to see it. I don't know why. I think we do Ilia Topuria against Dustin Poirier. I think Gaethje's fighting Islam Makhachev, which I'm going to make another video because it didn't even fathom me that Islam Makhachev can move up to welterweight. And I guess that's what he's doing after the next UFC fight. If Bilal somehow loses to Jack Delamakis, or whatever his name is, then Islam's like, I'm fighting next. But, bro, Paddy Pimblett against Max Jerome Holloway. Oh my God, what a fight that would be. Tell me that fight would not be a banger, bro. Max Holloway has disgusting takedown defense. And Paddy's like, yo, I'm going to submit some people today, But Paddy's boxing, it just looked so good. It just looked so composed, especially against Chandler. He handled all the pressure that Chandler tried to give him super well. I think Chandler just looked so slow. I say for Chandler, give him Benoit St. Denis next. I feel like that would be a banger of a fight. They're two, like, awkward fighters that rely on a lot of pressure and just, like, strong blows and don't give a fuck about the outcome of the fight. But I think Paddy Pimblett against Max Holloway next, dog, would be disgusting. I don't care that he called out Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira needs to be fighting for the title, like, soon. I mean, if Paddy can beat Charles, which would be insane, but how he looked today, he does look like a younger version of Charles Oliveira. He looked like Oliveira when he fought Chandler the first time. It's just, Paddy Pimblett looked so good, bro. When he was in the air and Chandler was about to slam him down, I swear to God, I heard him fucking telepathically scream, "Not with my 2 twin daughters." And just he got up and he beat the shit out of Michael Chandler. That knee, reminiscent of Sean O'Malley's knee to Chito Vera, but it was so clean, bro. He just looked a lot more patient. He looked like a contender. Before they had him on like these Bobby Green, and Chandler is old. Chandler is 2-5 in the UFC, yes, but MMA maths, I don't know, bro. Oliveira, he took Chandler to a decision last fight. Paddy did get it finished in the third. It was a great fight. Paddy did look like a savage. I think you could do Dan Hooker versus Paddy, but I feel like that would be But I feel like Paddy Pimblett versus Max Holloway would be a screamer of a fight. Dana, please, hear me out, make it happen. Next fight, dog. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. Pitbull did not look good. I understand with these Bellator people that they're letting them come in. They're giving them top opponents right away. They're basically giving them what if you win this fight, you're fighting for the title next type fighters. And I understand why they're doing it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But look what they did with MVP against Kevin Holland. Yes, he wasn't coming directly from Bellator. He was coming from bare knuckle where he had a couple fights. Or I think he fought just Mike Perry. I don't know. But I think the MVP route, he's just here for fun fights. Patricio, I genuinely think they were going to think, they thought that he was going to do better than what he did. But Yair Rodriguez is such a difficult fighter for your first UFC fighter, bro. He's so awkward. He's so stance switchy. I saw Pitbull, he switched stance, and he's like, hey, I'm going to fuck you up in southpaw now. And Yair's like, stance switch. And Pitbull's like, yo, you can do that too? So Pitbull just looked slow. He just looked like he looked old. I know he got a takedown, but he didn't really do anything in the first round. He just looked like I don't know. I think giving someone a top 5 caliber, especially when they're that old, I understand why they did it, but I feel like Yair is just a horrible matchup. I think someone like a Brian Ortega would have been good for Patricio Pitbull, like first fight in the UFC. Brian Ortega is a name. He is coming off a loss, and yes, Yair Rodriguez is coming off a loss, and he's coming off of a long layout, but, bruh, he pieced up Pitbull. He pieced that man up. Yair looks good, bro. I think he fights Diego Lopes next. I think that is a banger of a fight. I don't know, bro. I thought I muted my mic for a second. I was going to cry. But that right there, that fight would be crazy, bro. I really do think Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopes would be insane. Diego Lopes very well did look like a champion caliber fighter today. He very well did look like a championship fighter today. I don't think that this version of Alexander Volkanovski that fought and this version of Diego Lopes that fought, those are not easy fights for Ilia Topuria. Bro, Diego Lopes, God, I'm so thirsty. Diego Lopes ate everything that Volkanovski gave him. Do you think he's doing that to Topuria? He was just going forward. I feel like Topuria is not really a pressure. He's not really used to getting pressured. I feel like he likes giving the pressure. But Diego Lopes doesn't care about that, bro. He's just going to fight. So I feel like him against Yair Rodriguez would be great because Yair would throw some crazy, like, spinning wheel kick to, like, flying triangle, and Diego Lopes would be like, yeah, dog, get away from me. But that is the fight I think we need to make next. That was a crazy fight. Yair Rodriguez definitely surprised me with that Patricio Pitbull fight. I don't think that this does warrant a title fight, especially the age of Pitbull, especially this is Pitbull's first UFC fight. We saw today that there is a difference in competition, but I don't know, man. Yair Rodriguez is like, Miami, stand up, Miami. But he's a savage, dog. I love Yair Rodriguez, bro. He did so good. But I think him versus Diego Lopes, Pimblett versus Holloway, Chandler versus BSF. What is his name? not Benio. Oh my God, I said his name already. The guy that got knocked out by Poirier. BDS, the French guy. I don't know, dog. These are just all great fights that need to happen. And then the last fight I'm going over today is Siliva versus Bryce Mitchell. Dog, there was fear in Bryce Mitchell's eyes this whole fight. I feel bad, but I don't for Bryce Mitchell. Because, listen, bro. Listen. Whatever you do outside the octagon, I'm not here to talk about that. But Siliva, this man looked like a savage, dog. I've never seen someone tap out to go cold so fast in my life. That was that didn't make sense, bro. That was crazy. That was a crazy, bro. This man is so strong. And Siliva did face a little bit of adversity in the beginning. Bryce Mitchell did look decent certain parts of that fight. But Siliva definitely looked composed. He definitely looked good. He definitely looked like he's ready for someone in the top 5. I feel like you can give someone like Siliva to, I would say Brian Ortega would be a good fight. Who else is in the top 5? You got to do Yair versus Lopes next. But, oh my God. That Siliva looked amazing. I feel like he's 2 fights away from a title fight. I feel like he's not there yet. But he did look great today, bro. He did look fantastic. That submission was crazy. I feel like Bryce Mitchell, yo, no say, dog. Maybe back to the farm. Maybe it's time to sell some steaks. I don't know, bro. But that was all in all a great fight. This was a great card. Bruh, I think UFC 314, I think so far, this is card of the year. We got to see what's happening for International Fight Week. I know they're doing the live press conferences right now, the post-fight. But I will let you know, guys, this is Knockout MMA. Yay. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, please. Mwah. Alexander Volkanovski got his belt back. I'm so happy. Paddy Pimblett, the parlay hit. Have a good night, guys. Mwah. See you next time.